You used to think it was, you know, go balls out. If you could do another rep, you weren't done in the gym.
Yeah.
And I accumulated a lot of injuries,
sure.
aches and pains, wear and tear on myself. And I've kind of realized over the years,
it's not worth it, is it?
Yeah, if you're all gas pedal and no steering and no brakes, you're going to crash.
Hey, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward here, and right now I'm with a good friend of mine, Matt Tennessen, and we just came from the gym. We were over at Clearwater Beach Fitness, I think it's called. Yeah, Clearwater Beach Fitness, and we did an upper body workout, and now we're just going to basically sit down and shoot the shit and talk about some tips for guys, specifically guys over 40 who want to lose the guts, build some muscle, and get back in shape. So we're going to cover some practical action steps and strategies for how you can actually do that. So I've got my own ways of going about it, some strategies, but I'd like to hear some of your strategies, Matt, because Matt's over 40. How old are you, Matt?
I'm 45.
45. So Matt's 45. He's a few years older than me. He's a natural pro bodybuilder, right? You've been competing, what was last 2012, was it? You'd last competed? Or 2013? 2013. Yeah. 2013 was last time he competed. Last time I competed was in 2011. But natural pro bodybuilder, 45 years old, man's in shape. So we're gonna pick his brain now from some tips and tricks on how we can actually go about that. So let's just say, person watching this video now, you watching this right now out in YouTube land, you're 40 years old or over, you're overweight, out of shape, you want to get back into working out again. What would you suggest to that person?
Well, basically you want to think of it as building skills.
Building skills, okay.
So when you get back into the gym, you're not going to overdo it and just start throwing weights around. You want to make sure that you're doing exercises better. So exercise execution is huge. It's not always about lifting the most weight. You've got to be conscious of your joints, preventing injuries, because look, we don't recover as quickly as we used to.
Yep.
And you know, one injury can just start a snowball effect that's really going to work against you, that you might have to battle for the rest of your years if you're not careful. So you want to be conscious of making sure you're not putting yourself in a position to get injured. So that comes with the wisdom and the experience and building the skills.
So what would you suggest for somebody? Like what are some of your tips for avoiding injuries?
Don't focus so much on the weight on the dumbbell or the number on the dumbbell or the barbell. It's more about what does it feel like to the muscle. So because really your muscle doesn't know what the number on the weight says. It knows what it feels. So just learning how to take your time, go slow, control the weight, never let it control you. Yeah. Because it will if you give it an opportunity. Right. So yeah, it's not about how much weight you're lifting, time under tension. And the other thing I would say with is just understanding your nutrition better, building that skill. And it's one that most people struggle with. Yeah, like 80% of your results is going to come from the nutrition point of view. So like we can discuss that, but I mean, let's just even focus on the workouts for a second. Like you mentioned, obviously keeping the weights moderate, and I mean, I'm a huge advocate of that. Like I found the older I get, the less ego I have when it comes to working out, right? Let's just zoom that out. Yeah. The whole trying to be the strongest guy in the gym and all that stuff, like I couldn't care less anymore. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, it's like you should lift as heavy as you can. Right. But most people lift heavier than they can. Yeah. If that makes sense. So it's like if I'm trying to hit my chest, I'm doing, everything to move weight, and now I'm using every other muscle I can possibly bring into the mix, and I'm actually robbing from my chest muscles what they could be getting. So like, as far as a workout routine, especially for someone who's just getting back into the gym, like, do you have a set schedule that you recommend and follow? Starting people out, I do a lot of times just total body 3 times a week to get back into the flow. It's enough frequency to still stimulate the muscles. It's because with the old school bro splits that everybody did, where it was chest day, back day, leg day, arm day, and not that isn't useful somewhere along the line, but when you're getting back into it, it's like just start getting those muscles woken back up, get them adapting. They're going to adapt quickly. It's going to come back fast. Right. But you don't need more than that, and it allows for more recovery. As well. Because you're not just killing yourself with a ton of volume right away. Right. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like even today, I still, my workouts are 3 days a week in the gym, and then on my off days I do some sort of cardio. Like, could be getting outside for a walk, could be going for a bicycle ride. That's my 2 go-to cardios.
But I mean, if the weather sucks, here we're in Florida, so the weather's awesome. So I mean, obviously getting outside for cardio. But back home in Canada, like we are buried like neck deep in snow right now. So there's not much walking and bike riding.
Exactly. I'm from Minnesota.
Snow shoveling is their cardio back there.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yep.
But yeah, but sometimes I'll go to the gym, right? I'll do my cardio at the gym. I don't enjoy spinning my wheels on the treadmill, but hey, I still do it. I've got an elliptical machine at home that I'll use. So weight training one day, cardio the next. That's kind of like my go-to. Yep. Yeah, that's what I do on a regular basis. Weight training, cardio, alternating back and forth like that. And total body. I mean, it seems so. It almost seems too simple. But what I found in my own case and with my coaching students, you don't need to make it complicated. Master the basics is what I really focus on. So it's nice to hear that you have a similar approach.
Yeah, it's something we touched on earlier in a conversation where it's like, you used to think it was, you know, go balls out.
Yeah, balls to the wall.
All the time. You know, if you could do another rep, you weren't done in the gym.
Yeah.
And I accumulated a lot of injuries, aches and pains, wear and tear on myself. And I kind of realized over the years,
it's not worth it, is it?
Yeah, I mean, is there a time and place for that? Sure, depending on the goal.
Right, yeah.
But, you know, it's not the only way to go. If you're all gas pedal and no steering and no brakes, you're going to crash.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Right? I'm an amateur race car enthusiast, so I like that analogy. It's so true, right? You know?
Yeah.
Anybody can go pedal to the metal on the straights, but I mean, that's not where the race is won or lost.
Right.
Right? It's the skills, all the other things that come into play. So as far as nutrition's concerned, now, I mean, this is 80% of the equation. Like you can have your workouts down pat, you can be doing your cardio, but if you're eating like crap, you're eating too much, you're not going to lose fat. It's bottom line.
I mean, it's energy balance.
Energy balance.
In a calorie surplus, you're going to put on weight. If you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight.
So do you advocate like any of these like intermittent fasting, keto, low carb, or any, like what about yourself?
I pretty much utilize flexible dieting.
You got a plane flying overhead. All right,
hopefully you heard that. Flexible dieting.
Flexible dieting, okay.
The approach I normally take, because I think it's an important, again, building that skill of knowing what the value of the foods that you're eating has. What has the amounts of protein you're looking for? What has, you know, the carbohydrates for fuel? Same with fats. You know, make sure you're getting enough, but not too much of these things. I think when you can get those numbers dialed in, you're optimizing.
So, like, what's a sample as far as like macro split? Like, do you have a certain ratios that you like to use?
It kind of depends. It really depends on the person I'm talking to, and what, you know, I get an idea of what their habits are and what they, you know, because you talk to somebody and they kind of just gravitate towards different foods. You know, like some people have a sweet tooth, they really and handle carbs better. Same thing with, you know, fats. And I kind of customize it when I'm working with my clients.
Yeah.
Like that. And then, but it's all, you know, we make our best educated guess starting out, but we got to see how it works. So if after a week or two we're not getting the results we want, we have to tweak some of these things.
Makes sense.
But in doing that, I think, and it's not so that you have to be tied to, you know, tracking your macros, putting them in your phone.
Right.
It's more for, like I said, building that skill of educating yourself on what foods have what you want.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
Like even, you know, as we're on, you know, on the road here, a little bit of a vacation. I can
working
go
vacation.
Places,
we're at a fitness seminar, but I mean, it's in Florida, so I mean, that makes it vacation.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, you know, as I'm out eating things, I'm not tracking everything, but I know what is going to be pretty close to what I would normally do because I do it all the time. Makes sense. Having tracked it, I've built that skill of understanding, you know. So
do you have any like go-to starting points? Like I'll use myself as an example. Like when I'm usually starting a nutrition plan for someone, I like 1/3 protein, 1/3 carbs, 1/3 fats. That's a good starting point, and have them in a slight calorie deficit. Like that's usually like, okay, phase one. Let's start with that and see how your body works. Do you have any guidelines like that?
Very similar to that.
Okay.
Depending on, you know, how much. If they have a lot of fat to lose, I might pull the carbs down a little bit. Okay. See how they react to that. Yeah. I do typically try to get their protein, and it depends on their body fat as well, but, you know, kind of follow that rule of, you know, a gram of protein per pound of body weight.
Do you go by pound or lean pound or lean body weight?
More towards lean pound.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's, you know, we don't, you know.
If you got someone who's 300 pounds.
Yeah, somebody's, you know, has a lot of fat to lose. Yeah, I'm not going to give them 300 grams of protein.
No, it's too much.
Yeah,
makes sense.
So if it's like whatever their goal weight is, we
right. you know,
put it closer to that.
A lot of similarities there. I'm kind of use a lot of the same methods. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of these extreme diets where like really low carb or really low fat, or even with the whole plant-based, like really low protein. Like I've tried all that myself.
Yeah, I've done some of the keto or whatever, but it's not, to me it's not sustainable, and I don't find many people that it is.
No, I've never achieved long-term success with the keto plan, and quite honestly, I find that your energy and your mood swings.
That was the biggest thing. Energy for me. I did not have that extra gear in the gym.
Yeah.
And I actually started having digestive issues with it, so it was kind of like, okay, this isn't working for me.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so like when a client comes to me asking me about that, I always ask what's the purpose of it, and if they say weight loss, and I say, well, what's your strategy after that once you hit the weight?
Right.
Are you never going to eat carbs again? And if they say, well, yeah, I am, it's like, well, then let's just learn how to control everything or understand it better, so that you don't have to do something extreme.
Yeah.
Because you're going to end up having to learn it at the end anyway.
Right.
So let's just start now, get the results that you want anyway, and make you smarter and just more efficient along the way.
I hear you. I mean, one of the things I've often found is it's like teach people how to not get fat in the first place. Like versus trying to, what's the fastest way to lose fat? Like what's the craziest diet I can go on to lose fat as fast as possible?
People wait until there's like some milestone or some event coming up that they want to get in shape before quick, and which is great. But it's like, what are you going to do after that?
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to, you know, get lean, or do you want to be lean? You know,
makes sense. I mean, if you don't have the skill to stay lean, once you've already achieved your goal, then you're just going to go back to your old habits and your old,
which most people do.
So that's why people yo-yo up and diet. Like 9 out of 10 people who go on a diet are going to regain it back. You need to learn how to not get fat. It's a skill in and of itself. It's different. So I mean,
which I can speak to that too. It's like I used to walk around, you know, like in my 20s. I was still working out and active, but I wasn't, you know, practicing when I was preaching. I'd get really heavy, like between bodybuilding competitions, and I had to lose all this weight. So I was always, you know, basing it on, well, I can lose it. I've got a show coming up next year or whatever.
How much would you gain between shows? Like what was typical?
It would be where if I was on stage, probably in the 190s.
Okay,
but I would get in the 240s.
Holy, same.
Yeah, but I topped out at 261.
260.
Yeah.
Holy.
And it's just like, you know, you kind of justify it, like, wow, you know, lifting, got to stay strong, and it's just like, pretty soon it's like I couldn't go up a flight of stairs without getting winded.
Oh my God,
like, this is not working.
There's so many parallels. Like I've shared that before, like especially with my coaching students. I really like pulled back the curtain and revealed the dirty secret of competitive bodybuilding.
Exactly.
You only show your pictures when you're in shape. Nobody like, you don't have pictures online of you at 260, I'm sure.
Well, I put some out there to show people, like,
just to show the extreme.
I've been there, I understand, I get it.
Right, but you weren't proud of it.
No, absolutely not. That was a very, like, oof, vulnerable here, putting that out there.
I used to do the same thing. Like the heaviest I ever got was up around 240, and like it felt like crap at that weight, right? But I mean, like, when I was at that weight, I wouldn't be sharing that, like, hey, you know, here I am at 240, but I would show the pictures when I'm like 190 and ripped.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You know, so it's, that's a dirty secret of, like, a lot of these people you're following on Instagram or social media. I mean, they're showing their photo shoot best pictures. They're not showing their, you know, what happens between the competitions.
You see the highlight reel, not the behind the scenes.
Yeah, and a lot of times the behind the scenes is nowhere near the highlight reel.
Yeah,
I'd rather have more of a, not the all or nothing extreme, but just like that happy medium.
Right, and that's why, you know,
enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I've learned. It's like, rather than fluctuating so much, and not, you know, because it's like you get done with the show and you're like, well, I'm not going to eat whatever I want, and you don't pay attention to it. But that's no way to live, and that's why, you know, it's been 7 years since I've competed, but I live leaner now than I did when I was competing.
Right, you're leaner now than you were in your off-season bodybuilding.
Yeah,
same with me, right? Same with me. I totally agree with that. Awesome. No, appreciate you for sharing that, Matt. I mean, because it's again, there's a lot of parallels with that, and so a lot of the same things. Like, we got a similar mindset and ideas about how, you know, it's kind of like, you don't have to have that all or nothing.
Yeah, it's like we're not spring chickens anymore, but we've learned what works. Yeah, you know, and
for sure. Awesome.
Where the quality of life really is.
Yeah, you know? It's in the long term maintaining it. Well, anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. We're going to clue it up now because we actually have to get another appointment heading on to now. But if you want to get more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the Total Fitness Bodybuilding YouTube channel. I'll click that notification bell so you get updated whenever I add new videos. And we did a workout today. So we're going to have a video of that posted. If it's not already posted by the time you're watching this, it will be posted. And how can people find you, Matt? If they want to
find me Facebook, Instagram, Matt Tennessen.
Matt Tennessen. All right, I'll put his name and his links down in the description of this below so you can check him out. Matt Tennessen, Facebook and Instagram. And cool. All right, guys, we got to clue it up. Talk to you later. Over and out.